very tight meetings, and but you're going to see me loosen my collar a little bit today. I am sad to announce that one of our former members, Jerry Friedman, has passed away. A lot of you guys knew him. He hasn't been here for, I'm going to say, better part of 3-4 years. He has been ill for some time, but he was past district trumpeter in the State College area, and he also started our Liberty Bell Club here. He was a heck of a nice guy. He really was. He anybody that knew him knew that he had a way about him that was very comforting. And when he came back into our club, it's been a while. It took me a while to really remember. Once I remembered who he was, I was like, oh man, he was one of the coolest guys out there. Also, Roger Whitcomb is about a week into his shoulder surgery. I got an email from him yesterday. He said he's doing well, but he's not going to be able to drive for about 4 weeks. So we're going to have to wait for another State of the Union speech. So sorry about that. 10 years? Okay. But he's doing well and the surgery went well. He's got a little bit of pain and discomfort, which is to be expected. Okay, so I'm going to skip the announcements for now because today is club assembly, and let's move right on to the raffle. We're going to do the announcements, really incorporate those into what we do today.
Elijah, you want to switch? You want to switch? You want to switch? Oh, there you go. Last time I did this, I won.
What?
2-6. 1-2-6.
Oh.
Even Elijah didn't win.
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. Just a minute.
The tickets are in.
161.
One.
Are you serious?
Back from the remembrance card. One 6-3.
Oh. Another one.
They are 100%.
Well, you had 162. I have 162.
1-3-7.
That's what I thought it was.
That's me.
Clean living will do it every time.
It
Good
obviously
job.
increases your chances when you do it.
Another 10.
No, we're done. Aren't you done? You had 3.
I'm done.
Nice job.
Okay, done. It's all yours.
I think you're done.
That's a good one. I'm Illinois. I always pick here this morning. But the other one was even.
My job. All right. And because he's not doing announcements, I'm getting late, getting in people's faces.
All right, while you're saying that, then, for those of you who
I got it. Shut
oh.
up. I'd like to point out, because we had the Peter send-off last week, I didn't get a lot of time to do fines or anything, so there were a lot of people that had pictures in the paper. For those of you that don't know, your picture in the paper is a fine. A color picture is a $5 fine. Some people like Jeff decided to get pictured twice. He's already paid. Ashley had her picture in the paper. And we even have Lisa Spradlin quoted. So they have all paid up on their fines. Here, Lisa, you can keep this now if you like. And by the way, just in case I miss it, I have scouts out there that find these pictures for me and bring them in. So if you think you're going to get by, probably not. It's not going to work.
Well, I did. I did.
And your picture was in the paper too. I'm getting to you.
Oh,
You were trying to hide. I thought your picture, her
She's
picture.
already digging in her wallet. There
I
she's
know,
going.
yeah. Do you see Karen in that picture?
Yeah, there is one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it took a little while to find it though. But Karen was kind of hiding in
I'm never going
her
to
open
sorry.
house here, so, and that's a color picture. And because you were hiding, how much do you have?
5. I only have 5. Another 5 for something else.
Oh, another 5 for something else. All right,
So
that's good. So
that's
you're
all my money.
you're gonna be happy later?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, well then let's just go to the happy. How many happies do we got? Go ahead, Ralph.
I got 10 happy dollars. First thing is, I want to announce that we collected $63 for food for the needy and 2 full boxes of food. Thanks everybody for your participation. Also, I'm happy because I spent 2 beautiful weeks in Hilton Head. The sun was out 14 days, and I had all the members of my family down there at different times, and we all got together for a great big picnic and so forth and so on. So it was wonderful that I could get my family together and have that reunion. Very happy.
So Karen, go ahead.
I have 5 happy dollars. Some anxious dollars, actually. As you know, my son's in the Navy, trained to be a pilot, and this Tuesday he was in charge of the base, very early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and some guy manages to ram the base, jump out of the car, and he had to go into lockdown mode. So his boss couldn't actually get into the base. This is Corpus Christi. So that was one anxious moment because he sent us the news report. Second anxious moment was yesterday. After leaving college last year, he finally got to go in the T6, which is the training aircraft, the Navy, and he was so super excited. He calls me from the car, my phone goes off, and I'm thinking it's going, and I'm thinking, he's in the aircraft, he's calling me from the plane. but he wasn't actually, it was just a bad connection. So he said he had a fabulous time, except for his oxygen mask didn't work. So he could breathe in oxygen, but he couldn't breathe out oxygen, so he couldn't do all the commands which he practiced, and he was really annoyed by that. So today is his second flight, so hopefully everything's working. And then the other happy dollar is I took part in a 5K walk run at the weekend. That's for breast cancer. And I went with Tammy Keita, and Tammy has the exchange student, Anna, who came last week. And she actually won in her age group. She won 24 minutes she was running, and she won a prize. My friend won a prize for her age group, and I won the quilt, which was that's it.
You have some happiness?
Yeah.
All right.
So I know a lot of us are involved with the Greater Lehigh Valley Chamber. In our area, we're the East End Chamber, and a lot of us in here are involved, such as Ashley and Larry Dale Hagan right now, Gary Dale in the past too. We have Rocktoberfest this weekend, so I know after you go to the Miracle League between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. at McKenzie Memorial Park, food, beverages, good music, stop by. It goes to support the East End Scholarship Fund, so should be fun. Hope to see you there.
Pardon.
Sorry, Mr. Sergeant, you do match fines that you didn't collect
Correct.
for my spin that you didn't catch. So.
Correct, yes.
The other $3 is we had a great weekend down in the Savannah Hilton Head. It seems to be a popular destination. And I didn't realize it, but it was my wife and I's 36th anniversary.
How's Gordon?
Go ahead, Bob. Bob.
On your table is a sign-up sheet for the Miracle League. We have 11 people coming this Saturday, and I'd like to say special thanks to Karen. She asked several of her fellow employees. She has 5 ladies coming from the AI Orthodontics that are also going to help us out. So anybody who wants to sign up, you can, on your tape, that we still use 5 or 6 more people if you have it. Thank you.
Mike?
Good to be back. I was in Scotland for about 10 days, and the motherland, and found out that the Waddells were not a clan, they were probably tenant farmers. I had these big aspirations of finding the Waddell clan. Apparently they weren't a clan, they were just vigilant tenant farmers. I want to thank Alexa for taking care of the newsletter while I was gone, and I found 3 geocaches over there, so very expensive geocaches, but I got 3 more. Good to be back.
JP.
I have several happy dollars. I usually brag about Catherine, but I'm going to brag about James today. Despite being in a class that the girls outnumber the boys 14-6, he ran against a girl for class representative and won. So now both the Raynoch kids are on student council at St. Anne's. So I don't know what that's going to happen. You'll look forward to them renaming the library after their father or something.
They don't have a library.
Tomorrow I have 16 happy dollars. Tomorrow is my 16th wedding anniversary. And then on Saturday, I have to go to my 30th high school reunion with Bethlehem.
Which one was that? Oh, okay, good.
Again, just an announcement here, my bucket that, but I'll be again passing around this sheet for, as we work toward getting a new name badge. If you need to update your name, your status, whatever, I'll be passing around this meeting. So go ahead and sign that sheet. I'm hoping to, before I head over to Antwerp at the end of the month, get all this squared away and get the badges ordered. We'll maybe have them before Thanksgiving. We'll have our new badges for all those who wish. So thank you.
Go ahead.
I have a happy dollar. Yesterday, my wife started her chemo regimentation. And we spent 7 hours over in the infusion center, and it went great. It did well.
Good
So
job.
after next year, I'll keep it going.
All back to you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so I had the pleasure of driving Peter to and from last week. He's a funny guy. I enjoy his company, and he truly does love this club. He loves being part of this club. I still can't believe he's 84 years old. It blows my mind. But you know, he has supplied me another sheet of wise sayings, and there's so many good ones. I'm going to read 2 today that I feel mean a lot. Friendship increases by visiting friends. That's so true. And where is it? Hold on, I'll find it. All right. Well, what it said was, shoot. Oh, wait. There's so many of them.
They make markers.
There's something called a highlighter, Steve.
I think we started early, huh? Well, I'll have to
Read another one.
do that next week. Okay. Do not look for stolen goods in the robber's house. That's not the other one I was going to do, but I'll say it. Those 2 actually matched up pretty well, didn't they? Visit friends, but do not look for their stolen goods in their house. Okay, moving right along. Woo. Where's the rewind button?
No, wait.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through. There are a couple announcements, but I'm assuming they're going to come up throughout the time here. Now we're going to go through, and those who are prepared to come up, the committee chairman. We're going to start out with. We were going to start out with a treasurer's report. I wanted to actually have Chris come in and give a treasurer's report to everybody. As the general membership, you don't get an opportunity to see the finances, but the finances are for us all to know and understand. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today because it's at the end of the second fiscal tax season, and he wasn't able to make it in. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Jim. Jim's going to come up and do a quick secretary's report as he does it at a board meeting. Let us know what's going on with our membership. Then we're going to go through and we're going to have each committee chair come up and tell us what's going on, what you've done, what you've got planned, alert us of anything coming up. And then there's a couple announcements after that, and hopefully we have a few minutes after that for open discussion. So get your ideas, get your thinking hats on, and say what you feel you need to say. All right, here's Jim.
So the Secretary report for the previous meeting, this discusses the Secretary's report for the month of August, even though the meeting was September 26th. We had 50% attendance during the month of August. We had 56% attendance, including makeups. We have 95 active members and 5 honorary members as of September 26th, for a total of 100 members. And new members for the month were Sue Wenner, and no resignations, terminations, or deceased. And we still have John Kunis on leave of absence. And I usually, at a Secretary's report, have other things to talk about, and this is not something I brought up at the meeting, but I thought I'd put it out here for 1 minute. You know, we have 100% attendance, and I thought I'd tell you who's on the 100% attendance list so far this year. So if you think you're 100% attendant, and I don't read your name, come and see me. Don Bloss, Dale Dries, Bill Erdman, Rose Galliano Phillips, Steve Gould, Fred Herman, Karen Hobson, and Wilmer Schultz, and Lexa Shallcross, and Rick Zayats are 100% attender. Next speaker. Steve, who do you want up next?
Jim, just a quick question. So where are we net gain membership right now?
Oh, I think we're at 102, I think. We have, George.
Okay, are you guys going to talk about that a little bit? Okay, great. Okay, John or Eileen, would you like to come up and say anything about communications?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Other than trying to get the press at every event we haven't really, I'm working on the Women's Day Award.
Okay.
And the press here for that.
So what I'd like to do is impress on all of the committee chairmen to reach out to John or Eileen. If they don't know what's going on, then they can't support you in getting the PR. And we have had some really good PR this year, but they don't know everything that's going on, so it's important that the chairs put that in part of your agenda with your committees to reach out to them on everything. The more press we get, the better it is, and there's a lot of different types of press. Okay, anything else, Eileen? Thank you, dear. Okay, Karen Hobson and Nicole. I know you guys, you haven't really been that busy, so this will go pretty quick.
Okay, so everyone knows this weekend is the Miracle League, so Bob is in need of a few more volunteers. But the 19th is our Make a Difference Day. We are still in need of some volunteers, specifically the Halloween parade. We only have about 4 and they need about 10. So if anyone's available for the Halloween parade, we could really use some help there. And we do have, Karen has now, we do have the sheets here, if anyone did not.
Still need some more training for us.
Yeah.
And we've been also asked, before the Halloween parade, they meet in Keystone Avenue to organise the floats. I know the Halloween parade really needs
I guess
some help
it's
there.
these people also, I guess.
Is that
And they
Keystone
could-
and Ridge?
Keystone and Ridge, and then they could still make it back for some nice food and drink at the party,
Yeah.
party house.
Yes. So if anyone's still interested in volunteering for the Make a Difference Day, you can sign up in the sheets or you can contact Karen or myself. But yeah, specifically on the Halloween parade.
Nicole,
Yes.
what time do you want volunteers for the Halloween parade? I was asked this morning what time you want us to report there.
Well, I know we have a meeting on the 17th that one of us is going to go to, that they'll give us a definite time, but you're saying about 6, Karen?
It's 6:30 for the parade lineup meeting, but for the parade it's 6:30. 6:30, Eric said would be a good time to sort of meet up. Before the parade, because if the roads start getting blocked up. But so far we only have 3.
Well, and then myself, I'll be there so
4.
far. Yeah, so 6:30, but we'll give a definite once the meeting happens on the 17th.
And then you can get refreshments at Better Homes on Main Street.
Or before the parade at St. Margaret's Church.
What's that?
Or before the parade at St. Margaret's Church. Which is where the folks are.
Oh, good. And then Garen has been planting at the Weiss Garden at Weiss. So possibly some spring planting coming up. Gary is going to be looking for some people for a leaf cleanup at Canals House in November. So watch out for that. Turning Point, they're going to be looking to get a fence painted, so we possibly will be working on that in the future. So watch out for some help needed there. We're also going to be looking to do a drive for twin blankets and bedding to help Turning Point.
That's what we did last year. It was pretty successful. I think we gave about 40 items, so they're always needing that, with the winter.
And then possible Earth Day cleanup at Emmaus Community Park in mid-April. And then Sue's working on a Flag Day, which is Sunday, June 14th. And a possible grant opportunity at the Albertus Elementary School is looking to replace the playground. So they're supposed to reach out to me in the coming months. All right, that's it.
So I'm going to leave the sheets over there, so please.
Thanks, guys. Did Rose just wanted to make sure, you said blankets?
Yes.
Okay.
Twin, yeah,
Okay.
all twin.
Yeah.
Kids, adults,
Awesome. Guys, please give them a round of applause. Every chair and everybody really deserves a round of applause. But community service, Gary, thank you to you, because there's two people really doing what you did for so many years. And it is a lot. I mean, it is a lot. I know I'll never be able to be the community service chairman. So thank you guys for what you're doing. Okay, fellowship, Megan and Ashley.
Good morning. So coming up for fellowship on Tuesday, October 22nd, we are going to be meeting at the Emmaus Public Library from 6 to 9 p.m. You probably all got your email yesterday, right? Right, everybody read it?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I'm surprised I didn't see more RSVPs yesterday about joining us. So we have 30 pumpkins that we're going to paint together that were actually donated to us from Aldi, which was a surprise. I didn't know we were going to get them. I showed up at Aldi and they're like, yeah, we have 30 pumpkins in the back. And I was like, oh, okay. So we piled them in my car and hopefully they're still good for Tuesday. So after we're done painting them, we are going to take whatever, if you'd like to take your pumpkin home, fantastic. If not, we're going to take them over to the Legend of Allentown and brighten up some seniors' days and decorate their, maybe probably the memory care area. And we're going to watch Hocus Pocus while we paint the pumpkins. So bring the kids, bring your best friend, bring some coworkers, whatever, but it'd be a great time for our fellowship. And Ashley has our November.
Megan.
Oh yeah.
Have you included Interact in that? It sounds like a great.
You know what? That's a great idea.
Yes,
I'll talk to them about that. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Thanks.
Our program for November will be in conjunction with Small Business Saturday, which is a nationwide movement to just encourage communities to shop local and shop with small businesses in their areas. So as Main Street partners, we give out 100 bags every year filled with coupons, freebies, anything that the local businesses give us. And we as Rotary are going to tend to get together, have lunch, and then kind of bebop around downtown Main Street frequenting the local businesses. So you can keep an eye out for a link. I'll send that out once I make the link. And we'll just have a great time together. Thank you.
Working on December.
Fantastic, thank you guys. Also, just as a middle announcement here, as you're hearing what's going on, and if you want to get involved in these committees, there's still opportunity. You can sign up for a committee anytime through the year. So just know that I have the sheets. See me after the meeting if you'd like to up your ante. Okay, Bill, come on up for foundation.
Thank you, Steve. I'd like to start off, I'm honored again to recognize one of our fellow Rotarians. I've given out a lot of Paul Harris's over the years, but it's particularly exciting when it's the first Paul Harris recognition for Rotarians. So Lisa, if you would come forward, please. In case you're wondering, Cindy's on the ground looking for the pin she just dropped on the floor.
Back of the pin.
I just want to make sure everybody knew what was going on up here.
Sure, Steve's running the meeting, nobody knows what's going on.
So, since we haven't done it for a while, I just want to point out that Lisa gets a medallion, which any Paul Harris fellow has, and also a certificate. And then the pin that goes to any Paul Harris fellow, in this particular case, it's the first pin, and then as additional donations occur, there's stones that show up on those pins. So congratulations, Lisa. So as far as the foundation, we're going to be doing a presentation on November 14th. November is Foundation Month, so there's a big push during the month of November to support the foundation. Let me just mention a couple things, and I apologize if I'm repeating myself for those who have heard it before, but I continue to get questions about the foundation and E-Ray and so forth. We are now in the next foundation year. The E-Ray is every Rotarian every year, so the theory is a donation of $100. Jeff McElhaney some years ago suggested we have an elevated one of $126.50. So any contributions made prior to July 1, this past July, would be in the previous year. And occasionally someone would come up and say, well, I've already done it. Well, when did you make a contribution? It was May. Well, that was last year. So the thing to keep in mind is it's offset by 6 months. So the Rotary year is basically offset from the calendar year by 6 months. The other thing I wanted to mention is the pins. Eric is in the process of working on the badges. You've seen the list going around. Decided to hold off on putting the stickers on. As I've said in the past, it's really a reminder to the Rotarian and a reminder to me. If you think you have donated to E-Ray and there's no sticker on the badge, let me know, because it gives me the ability to go back and check. So it's really a check and balance system, not, as I've said before, it's not to shame anybody. It's the idea that if you donated, we'd like to make sure that's recognized. Other than that, are there any particular questions on foundation? Cindy wants to talk a little bit about a project, but if there's a specific question, might be for the benefit of everybody to hear the answer. Eric?
I would think, Bill, just with Wade, one of our new members here this morning, to just elaborate a little bit more about what foundation is, because we have a lot of new members here who may not know really what foundation is.
Good point. I was trying to keep it short because we're going to do that on the 14th, but I will do that.
Steve said it's a loose meeting. Take all the time you want.
Okay.
Yeah, he offered me breakfast this morning, so it's good.
Yeah, I've used the analogy in the past that the foundation is like the heart in your body. The foundation is the mechanism, the funding mechanism, whatever you want to call it, that provides the funds for us Rotarians and Rotary to do what it does throughout the entire world. So there's a lot of discussion about local projects, international projects, but all these things that are going on require funds, and the foundation basically is the, you want to call it the heart of Rotary, in the sense that all the money comes from the foundation. There's different aspects of it, I won't get into those. There's several levels of it. I just mentioned E-Ray, that's every Rotarian every year, was started years ago with the idea that each Rotarian should donate at least $100. What I didn't mention is the next level of recognition, which is the one that Lisa just got, which is Paul Harris. That is a recognition for every $1,000 that is contributed to the foundation. But in very simple terms, for those who are not familiar with it, it is the heart of Rotary. It is the mechanism that allows this organization to do all the great things it does throughout the entire world. Probably the simplest way to describe it. Any other questions? Cindy?
One thing I also wanted to tell you, Bill Erdman is now on our district foundation committee. He is what's called our Area 1 Foundation Coordinator. So he's responsible for talking about the foundation in our area, which is Emmaus, Allentown, Allentown West, Slatington, and Whitehall. So thanks, Bill, for stepping up. On the international project side, have a lot to report. In this past Rotary year, we did a grant now through the foundation, which our club has been the #1 foundation giver in our district, and we seriously know how to use our funding to get matches. And so you all know the Rotary Foundation is rated #1 by Charity Navigator as the best charity in the world. So when you send your money, we know it goes to projects. We completed a project called Casa de Jesus in Mexico. We donated and set up a computer room in an orphanage in Mexico. We are about to start another project which was approved in the Philippines, where it's a hunger-related project teaching parents in terms of how to grow food and giving food and telling them how to grow food. As you all may know, we completed our first district-wide and also kind of zone-wide international service and fun fellowship, and stay tuned, there's going to be more to come. We had a group of 12 people, spouses, Rotarians, and even a daughter, come to Zambia, where we painted 3 schools, which was amazing. We'll have pictures in an article, 2 primary schools as well as a secondary school. Coming up, we just got some news. We may have a big donor to our club to sponsor a much larger global grant in Zambia. We have one budgeted for this year to provide the rest of the computers to the secondary school, and we may also be helping another school build a science building. More to come. It could be a pretty big one with a donation. Additionally, so you all know, our club has been a big sponsor of Rotoplast. Rotoplast is an international organization connected to Rotary, providing surgeries around the world for cleft palates. We have had many individual Rotarians contribute to that, and our club has usually contributed $1,200 to $1,500 a year. We just sent a team to Guatemala in September, and they came back. Alicia Ruiz-Orban from our club attended. As of this time, our international committee did not budget for Rotoplast because at this time, this is the last Rotoplast mission that our district is sponsoring. Because primarily we didn't get any leaders to step up to organize it. However, we're pretty hopeful we're going to get it going again because there were several new people that attended. What we've done is if they get one started, we'll continue to budget and support that. So any questions on any international activity? Oh, I'd like Dee, would you like to make an announcement about next week?
Oh, now's my chance. Okay, I did pass around the sheets. I actually took them back this time because somebody took one home last week. But it's this Saturday is Purple Pinky for Polio Plus. So if you don't have to walk, you just have to give some money towards Team Emmaus. So if you want to, please see me afterwards after the meeting. And I got quite a few people to give money, so it's been really great because it's tripled by the Gates Foundation. So. Hey, like I said before, go Team Emmaus.
No, wait, you have another thing. Who's coming next week?
Oh, the RFE.
Rotary Friendship Exchange.
The Rotary Friendship Exchange. So they are coming next Thursday. They will be presenting a program, and they are from Oregon. So they speak English, so you'll understand everything they say. So please come, help support them being here, and so far we have enough hosts with between Allentown West and Emmaus, and I'm very thankful to the people who stepped up to say they would volunteer to host them, and hopefully we have some plan for the future, and you'll all want to be part of it. So, thank you.
So for polio, our district goal this year is to raise $42,000, which will be matched 3 times by the Bill Gates Foundation. As of yesterday, we've raised $32,000, so we're almost up to contributing $100,000 in our district polio. Rotary has been the #1 organization in the world that's helped eradicate polio. So if you can come out on Saturday or help Dee by contributing whatever you can, it only helps us eradicate the disease. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Bill. For you new members, you're quickly learning how involved Rotary is. Wade, for your first day being here, we don't mess around. And Rotary is a very, very special organization that you're part of. And you're going to learn that we touch a lot of people's lives. So this is a great day to review all that. Okay, I'm going to quickly fill you in for the youth committee. The youth committee met about 2 weeks ago. And we have a student body of high schoolers called the Interact Club. This year, I'm proud to announce we have over 60 members. It's unprecedented. And what they do is they go out in the community, they do community service projects and so forth. We have a liaison there, Amy Conix, who is a social, she's a social studies, I don't think they call it that anymore, but social studies teacher. They're actually talking about trying to have they're trying to have 2 visits with us a year. So those of you who remember, we do a meeting at the high school on the 2 dates in January and February that Brookside is closed. One of those is a meeting with the Interact Club. They want to be more involved with us, which I think is fantastic. So we're going to try to work out that we have 2 meetings a year. She's also turning in a list of the activities that meets the criteria for the Rotary Service Award. So there's a service award that we do every year, it's Citation Awards, and she's been doing a great job doing that. So that is the Youth Exchange. Let's bring up Bryce Ruggieri from Beef and Beer. Bryce is not here. Anybody from Beef and Beer want to report? Okay, fundraiser. Mario, you have anything to say?
Sure.
About the golf tournament?
No.
I just want to first thank everyone for their support for the golf tournament this year. It'll be another successful outcome. I won't mention, right now we're somewhere around gross of 25,000 from, or 35,000 from golf and everything. So by the time we pay all expenses and everything, hopefully we'll be net 20 to 25,000 again for the club. For any of the new members, it is the largest fundraiser that the club has. And just thank everyone this year for golf, the golfers, donations for the silent auction, ticket sales, everything like that to make it successful again. The golf tournament will be September 14th, I believe, next year. So you can mark your calendars. We'll be doing that again, as long with the raffle as well. So any questions or anything related to that, feel free to ask me or John. Thank you.
Great. Okay, thanks Mario, great job this year. Again, as of right now, here's a challenge for you. The golf tournament is our #1 fundraiser for the year and really drives a lot of our budget. So if anyone has another idea on a fundraiser, we're all ears. How about Mark? Do you have anything you want to report on the poker run?
I'll just mention that we are planning on doing that again. The date that we've selected is Saturday, July 11th. We're looking at moving the venue back to Albertus Park. We have a number of very active members, but we're always looking for more folks, and we appreciate the club's support of this. So this will be our 3rd year, and I guess the other big news that we shared recently is that because we were able to give $5,000 to Tales of Valor, TAILS, which raises and trains dogs to help veterans that are dealing with post-traumatic stress and other related illnesses or diseases. We were able to name a dog, Luke, after someone had passed away or was killed in Afghanistan. So we're looking at either having that pup come here, or for those that are interested, maybe going and seeing the Tales of Valor facility. So look for some news on that front. Bob? When you say Albertus Park, you mean Rock Creek Park? No, Albertus Park, where the fire company is, right up on Main Street there. Yeah, we had it there our first year, and then we went to Blackman Cycle, but we're thinking about moving back over there. So more on that. We still got some time. The committee doesn't meet till January, so if you want to join the committee now and then drop off at the end of the year, then you get credit for being part of the committee.
Okay, thanks Mark.
Do we have to ride our bikes again?
JP?
Yes.
Rick?
So anyway, we're membership, so you guys met Wade. Wade, please stand up. He's our newest member. We have Sue Winter, she's like our 3rd newest member. And we have Patrick McNeil. So anyway, JP and I talked yesterday, and JP's like, stuck a needle in my balloon. And it's because
Everybody's got a job to do.
So we were trying to revamp the application. So we went to the committee, we revamped the application. Bob did a great job doing it. Guess what happened? We ended up with the same application.
We did put the Rotary logo on it. It only took 47 emails and 6 weeks of back. We managed to put a logo on it.
But a committee designed it.
But a committee designed, and which brings me to mind, some of you might remember the late George Boyer. He was our music guy, and he used to do a lot of church ministry work. And he always used to say about church ministry work, you have to remember, it doesn't say in the Bible, for God so loved the world, he sent a committee. So.
Anyway, so the next thing we're doing is starting a mentorship program. We have a pilot program right now, so it's going to be a little bit different. We're starting with Patrick, because I know Patrick will give us a really good feedback. Eric is going to lead the mentorship program and start with Patrick, and they're going to get together. Our plan is to have every quarter a new mentor for every new member. So they can ask questions from a different member. If you don't like the one member, we'll get you a second. I'm joking that way because I think all the members are great, but sometimes you don't hit it off as well with some people. And you can learn some more from different people, okay? Eric's been here, 15 or 18 years. And Wilmer, I'd love to get him on the committee. He's been here 67 years. He's the kind of guy you can learn a lot from about Rotary. And we are working diligently on the President's goal of 25 new members, which is a work in progress. I actually think we're up to 98 members. So we have 98 actual members and then 5 honorary members, which takes us up to 103. That's where we are right now. JP, anything you want to say?
No, nothing at all. You pretty much covered it all.
Okay, well.
Thanks, guys.
Keep
You can sit down.
Keep
So,
promoting Rotary.
I did put out a challenge to everyone this year to everyone bring one guest. I hope that's not too much to ask. And I'm going to be a little bit of a stickler about it because I think it's extremely easy for everybody to bring one guest this year. I know that will net us and give the membership committee the best chance they have to get to our goal of 125 quality members. I'm going to be a little bit of a stickler on it. As we get to half of the year, I will be reading those names of the individuals who have not brought a guest. So instead of complimenting you for the years you're coming in, I'm going to compliment you for not reaching your goals yet. All right, great. It's cool to be president sometimes. Valerie, do you have anything to report on the social media committee?
Good morning. From the social media committee, I just want to take the opportunity to, one, encourage you to go out and like our Facebook page if you have not already. And if you have any questions on how to do that, please come see me or anyone else on the social media committee so we can get that done for you. But the social media committee's biggest goal is to use social media as an outreach tool. So if you're looking to bring guests to a meeting, you should encourage them to like our Facebook page and engage on our Facebook page as well. This is a great way for us to showcase some of the projects that we've been doing and to give them an idea of what Rotary really is. So I encourage you to do that. We've been sharing content that's a mix of stuff from Rotary International, the district and local levels, lots of photos and posts, and of course we share to relevant Facebook groups as well, so for people who are local to Emmaus. Coming up, we are creating a LinkedIn page, so we will have a presence there as well. And again, we can use that as a recruitment tool for Rotary. So I encourage you to keep an eye out for that as well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. It's amazing how an hour flies, man, I'll tell you. I don't think Alicia is here today. Is anyone from International that wants to say anything? Okay, Rose, come on up. Rose has been very, very busy. She's been dedicating a ton of time to the Youth Exchange and has really empowered it again at Emmaus Rotary.
So as he said, the Youth Exchange Committee is new this year. And those of you that aren't aware, we have 2 types of youth exchange opportunities. We have a short-term summer direct exchange that lasts for a few weeks, as well as the traditional that I'm most familiar with, which is the whole school year. Even high school graduates who have graduated can do a year abroad as their gap year, so they don't have to be a student
an undergraduate student. The logistics of the exchange program is very unique as there's many moving parts all the time. It actually is a year-long committee. From preparing for an incoming student for the following year, recruiting for outbound, ensuring that the student that we have here is safe and enjoying herself, and also working to find host families. That's always going to be something that we're always looking for. Our focus right now is promotion of the program and trying to raise awareness and get more activity. So how we're doing it is we are working with East Penn, who's going to write an article about Anna, our exchange student. Flyers are going to be hung up at the high school to garner some interest. Tammy Keaton, who's a member of our youth exchange program, is really going to be integral in getting us into the high school and not just in front of the Interact kids. She's also going to be organizing a meeting for us to go after school to talk with any kids who might be interested. I want to thank Valerie, who's helped us. We started this year, got some brochures and flyers together. Valerie was really helpful with that. Going forward, what we're going to try to do is reach out to the communications and social media committees for some help, just to raise some awareness. And if you have any questions about the program, you can reach out to me or to Gordon for anything. But we are still looking for more volunteers just because there's just so much to do. So anybody who would like to see what it's about, again, reach out to myself or Gordon. Thanks.
Thank you, Rose. Okay, so we did run out of time. So what I'm going to do is let everybody know that at the next club assembly, it will be a total open forum. So you have until January to come up with all your ideas and spout them out at that meeting. So just want to make a couple announcements real fast. District Conference is Saturday, April 25th, 2020. I wanted to put it out there. If anybody wants to start a subcommittee to organize some participation in that, I think that would be fantastic. Coming off of Cindy's District Governor year, it would be fantastic to support and continue the support that EMAS has for the district conference coming up. And it's loaded, it's a lot of fun, it really is. Just a reminder that the Purple Pinky race is Saturday, October 12th. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. And then part of Mad Day is Miracle League, which you talked about today, but that is part of Mad Day. And then there's some RLI stuff coming up as well. So what I'd like to say is that when you live by the four-way test, good things come to you and those around you. So why don't we close today's meeting by saying the four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is it the truth?
Second,
is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
goodwill and better friendships.
And fourth,
will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thank you, everybody.